All right, everybody want to know about this AG's opinion. We got some folks still here, I know. You want to go over it, Dave?
You know, we just got this more, unless they brought it up here during the meeting, and basically, they said that, the supervisors, I'll just read you their conclusion. I'll read you the whole thing. They basically cite the question we asked and says that this office has consistently opined that the Board of Supervisors cannot contract for services which infringe on the rights, duties, and functions of the Chancery Clerk as county auditor, citing some opinions. Nor may the board appoint someone to explicitly perform the statutory duties of the Chancery Clerk. And they quote a 1934 opinion. This was written in 1934. This office has consistently held for a number of years that under the provisions of the code, the Chancery Clerk is auditor of the county, and the board cannot employ any other auditor. We have held further that the code authorizes the state auditor to make audits of counties and for counties, and that the state auditor and the Chancery Clerk must do all the auditing work for the county. That the board is without authority to employ and pay public funds to any other auditor. Consequently, it is the opinion of this office that the Kroger County Board of Supervisors may not employ a certified public accountant to perform a financial audit of the former Chancery Clerk's records. The newly elected Chancery Clerk has the authority to examine and audit the books and financial records of the former Chancery Clerk. Additionally, pursuant to Section 77-71, the state auditor has the right to examine and investigate the books and financial records of the former Chancery Clerk. If this office may have any further assistance, please let us know. And Avery Munderly, who is one of the Assistant Attorney General. So it's good that we got the opinion, because had we done it without their permission, we'd have had to probably repay it out of our pockets. You know.
So if somebody's willing to pay for it, we can still get it done.
If we get it, if we vote to get it done, and somebody, if we're willing to pay for it.
Well, this says you can't do it. You do not have the authority to do it. When you think about it, it really doesn't make sense that the supervisors would be, that the state is going to give up the right to have auditing done by individual county boards of supervisors.
All right, so what if Melinda, the new Chancery Clerk, she can audit?
She can audit whatever she...
Or she can hire somebody that she wants.
No, she can't hire anybody either, I don't think. I think that's another issue.
What does it say? The supervisor can't hire?
That's the supervisor cannot hire.
I'm almost certain I can find it. There's another one that says she can't do it.
Well, Joe, the way you're interpreting this opinion means that your hiring of Adrian and his department to do the auditing is in violation of the law then. If you're interpreting it that way, in that only Melinda and Melinda on her own can do the auditing, that means that you can't even hire the county administrator to do the auditing, which is
You're incorrect, completely incorrect. There's a statute that completely authorizes whatever the supervisors have hired the administrator to do.
Adrian's comptroller, Melinda's auditor, that's two separate things.
Yeah, Melinda can do the audit. That's exactly correct.
Well, I guess that's kind of a question Malcolm is asking. It's saying it's putting it all back on her, but she still can't get, if she sees that she thinks her department needs an audit, so she can't go out and hire one either. That's what we're saying.
I think I could if excuse me.
I would suggest we get an opinion on that before you go do that.
I believe other counties do that. Hire CPAs, chancery clerks, because all chancery clerks are not CPAs themselves or whatever, and they hire. I know some other chancery clerks that do hire CPAs to.
Would you write for an opinion on this?
I mean, Joe, what did your letter actually say? What was the question that you
I'll
posed?
just give you a copy of it.
Well, I mean, I want to read it out loud for everybody. I did read it last meeting actually, but it wasn't read before everybody out loud. All right. Thanks.
I'll get you a copy of it.
Okay, this is their letter, not your letter, but yeah.
I'll get you a copy. Give me your address or I'll email you.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give you your email.
But from what I remember, your letter, that you wrote didn't say anything about the circumstances, which was that the entire issue behind this audit was the possibility of some mishandling of records by internal county employees within the Chancery Clerk's department and possibly within the greater county employment. And therefore, the independent audit was needed in order to assure that there were no conflicts of interest. And that aspect was not addressed in your letter to the AG at all, from what I remember.
I'll be glad to send you a copy of it. Like I say, what's your email address?
I'll give you my email address after this, but I'm saying I read the letter last meeting. I read the copy of it that you handed to Frank last meeting, or somebody handed to Frank. I think Hudson gave it to him actually. The issue was you didn't address that. I can say that with certainty. You didn't address the corruption aspect of this entire issue, because that does need to be placed on the table. And so I don't think that the Attorney General's opinion, obviously they didn't take that into account because it wasn't asked, and they gave a very specific answer to the question you asked, which was framed in a manner that sounded like you wanted to know whether the county had the authority to completely delegate away the auditing power of the Chancery Clerk's office, which isn't what this vote is about. This vote is not about taking power away from Melinda. This vote is about helping Melinda in her role as Chancery Clerk by providing a one-time audit to make sure that the books are all in order, because she herself came before you and asked for that assistance because she had suspicions that things were out of order. And so it's not like you guys are usurping power from her at all. It's quite the opposite.
What, Linda, you gonna seek, will you seek an opinion of your own? Is that what you're gonna do?
Mr. Joe, I brought this up here the other day, you wasn't here. My IT man decided for you, but a few years back, $210,000 was took out of the county road money, went to the fairgrounds. Then money was took out of the trustee money to pay it back. The auditor said it must be repaid. It didn't say steal it out of one account, steal it out of another. You know, that's $10,000, $210,000, that's a lot of bucks to go by repaid money then.
Well,
You was a lawyer, Adrian was the administrator.
I mean, whichever way we go about this, I think we need to be frank about the corruption aspect of it and not dance around that issue, because if we do, then any route that you pursue is pursued really in bad faith. And the whole point of this is about transparency and accountability, and we need to start being honest with that part of it.
well,
I'd like to move on myself and see what Melinda comes up with and give me a little time to think about this.
okay. Well, I asked for it to be on the agenda this time, and it wasn't. The next board meeting, when is the next board meeting? The 20th? I mean,
Yeah.
either go one way or the other.
Yep.
I'm tired of messing with it. I want to do what's right for the public, and I know everybody does, but
Yep.
talking about it ain't helping, it's making it worse. And I say, if Melinda, if that's the route you want to take, I ask that you do that. Bring it back to us for that meeting, and it needs to be on the agenda. Ask to vote on it.
What do you mean, because when
I
you
want
did
it
the
to be a
AG,
line item on the agenda. That's what I want. I don't want to sit here all day and people wait here all day looking at me when we're going to talk about it. I want to talk about it like it's right on the agenda and let's move on. I want it to be something we're going forward with or something we're throwing away in the dumpster. That's what I want.
Mr. Joe didn't get this till today, that's why we didn't have it on the agenda.
Well, I don't understand. It still needs to be on the agenda. I mean, when did you get it?
that's my fault, that's nobody's fault but mine. I didn't,
That's it, bro, he got it this morning.
I was not, I did not understand that.
Lester was gone last week.
Well, I'm telling y'all today, I want the opinion back, and I want it ready, I want it on the agenda, let's move forward with this, one way or the other. It's gotta go away, or either something's gotta happen. That we sit here spinning our wheels with something that's just something we talk about every week. It's kinda like the phone system, but this is, the public, I get calls tremendously about this. I know some of you don't, but I don't know if it's because I'm the president, I don't know what it is, from all areas. And I think for us to move forward as a county, we need to either address it or move on. I can accept getting voted down, I can accept that. I still think the way I think, and that's the way it is, but I just want it to move on. I think as president, we've got to move on as a county, one way or the other.
I agree, but I wanted to ask you, in that opinion, Joe, they did say that I am authorized to do this, so would I actually have to write for an opinion? Because they said in the letter.
You have the authority to audit anything you wish. It's a public record in your office, including the records of the former chancery clerk.
Okay, so.
I don't think you have the authority to hire a CPA to do it.
Okay.
It's the issue, I think. So I think that's the issue you were considering here, and I would definitely recommend that before you spend any money to hire a CPA, that you get an attorney general opinion that says you can do it. Because I have a feeling the law is very strict about audits and who can do them and who can pay for them and that kind of thing.
Have you requested one, Melinda? Have you called up there and just requested them to come do one?
Regarding this, no, because the board was.
There may be a work to, and that may solve it all.
Best to do what, Dave?
Call up the auditor's office and request that they come here and audit her office.
They're doing state audit now. Supposedly.
No, we're not dealing with state audit right now.
The state is doing
2014.
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah, 14.
They'll do 2015 next.
Right.
But I will look into all these questions and I'll have an answer for y'all at the next meeting. For sure.
All right.
I think if you want to fast track it, I think Sheriff's got it probably the real fast track solution is call a state auditor. Let Melinda call state auditor, give the specifics of what she wants them to look into, and they can say, yes, we can do it, and no, we can't. And just let it go.
When is your conference?
It is next week, Tuesday through Friday.
Maybe that's the time you need to find out if they're, I don't know if y'all have an organization like we do.
We do.
Associations.
We do.
Maybe they can help you with what you need to find out.
I would suggest this, whatever opinion you're gonna get it in writing to make sure.
I'll get on that today.
All right, is there anything else about the situation we're talking about now?
Has anybody looked into the QuickBooks?
Sir?
The QuickBooks that we were interested in, did you have a chance to look at those yet?
No, I told you that last time that I was not looking at them at all because I was thinking that there was going to be an audit of it. So, no, I have not. But if it falls on me, then yes, I will start looking into it.
She's not the investigator.
She is the auditor.
She's an auditor. She just told you
She
that.
is the
She's an
auditor.
auditor, but she's not an investigator.
She is the auditor.
Right.
The auditor.
Looks at more than just
The
the book.
CPA you hire is not gonna be an investigator, it's gonna be an auditor. Now, Joe, I tell you what, while we're on this subject, I'm tired of these guys bringing that yellow sheet of paper up here, accusing the old board of all this impropriety and $200,000.
Is it true?
Is
it true?
Explain to them.
Is it true?
Richard, you don't want to know the truth.
Maybe not.
And I told you this last week, but you can't understand. When this board sat here, Joe Montgomery wasn't here last week, he can verify this or tell me I'm full of it. We voted to spend $3 million on the road.
3.5. you got.
No.
3.5.
No, let me finish, Richard.
Okay.
Listen instead of talk. Listen instead of talk. We voted, we were gonna give $3 million to blacktop all around the roads. We were getting a bond. This board decided to get another $500,000 on top of that to do work at the fairgrounds, to buy the additional land and et cetera. So the bond was for $3.5 million. Is that correct, Joe? So the bond was for $3.5 million. Some wording was left out of the bond papers themselves. Okay? that didn't specifically say that we could spend money on the roads and on the fairgrounds. It just referenced the roads. It was almost a typographical error. Nothing sinister. We didn't take that money and put it in our pocket. We started spending it over there. Somebody brought it to attention that this wasn't in there. So we took money out of the general fund, which is where it would have come from anyway, and paid that back and spent the money on the roads. Nobody put a dime in their pocket, not one penny. It went to the people of this county, to the county facility. All of it was spent there. Now, and y'all just keep accusing us of being crooks because of one sentence left out of the bond paper, which the original intent was, when we borrowed the money, was for that and the fairgrounds. Now, that's the truth. Is the best of my, is that right, Adrian?
Yes.
Now, that's the truth. Now, if you can't handle the truth, keep bitching about it. But that's the truth.
But you don't miss nothing.
The what?
You don't miss nothing. I would say it's hard to believe that they left a sentence out in that bond that you didn't catch.
I'm not a lawyer like all of y'all are. You should have had Travis up here. Travis, he could read it. He could have told you what it is.
I'm not saying you
But
took
just
a
tell
nickel.
you.
I'm not saying you took a nickel yourself.
Well, you keep bringing it up like we did something criminal. It was not criminal. You know, if it is, David, come up here and handcuff us now. Go over there to the board and have them indicted. But quit coming up here and accusing us of this 200,000 sticks in your craw you can't swallow.
You didn't accuse you, the state auditor did.
Do what?
State auditor has.
Somebody called up
See,
there.
let me finish now. Don't talk over everybody. Every time I try to say something, you talk over me. The state auditor said that that was an accepted report, that y'all misused bond fund money in the amount of $210,000.44. They said it. We didn't say it.
Right.
We're just pointing it out to you. End of my rant.
Well, good. You pointed it out to us and we've explained to you how it happened. But that's really the truth, Jeff.
They're the ones said it, not me.
We rectified it. We put the
Said-
money back
said-
in there. We put the bond money back in there.
Have it your way, listen. Hudson's Law is different from everybody else.
No, I'm a logical guy and I want to just go by what's the truth. And we didn't waste the money, Jeff. We didn't put it on our pocket and carry it out of here. We spent it on county property.
Doesn't matter where
It's a
you spend it.
technicality.
You
It
leave
is a
it to them.
technicality. You'll have to agree that's a technicality. And y'all make it out like we're all just a bunch of crooks up here, and we're not. We up here working hard to try to move this county forward, and I'll be damned if y'all don't want to stay in the past. We only got so much energy and so many things, and I think everybody on this board agree with. We can keep arguing about this mess, or we can focus on the future and try to get something done in this country. We're not. We're not doing anything. We're arguing about that mess. I'm just telling you, we let the people of this county down. Because we're not getting anything done. Now, you can call that Hudson's Law if you want to. I'm 71 years old. I want to see something happen in this county. That's the reason I ran for this office.
Should have been ended months ago.
Do what?
The audit. Y'all want to keep dragging it out.
That would not
And
me.
you say you're not getting anything done, that's the reason
Not
why.
me. Not me, buddy.
I think, Richard, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the point I think we got off on to it, and we'll move on from this, but you trying to say we have to pay $250,000 back out of our pockets, and you don't
That's right.
think we have to pay $10,000 back, basically what you're trying to say, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I taking that right?
Yes, sir.
I
You didn't
understand.
have to do it back then. You worry about 10,000 now.
I understand.
I thought about going to the bank. I got $100,000 line of credit. Go get 10,000, bring it here and give it to you. Then if you found some wrongdoing, I want 20,000 back. I'm a gambling man, I'll go get that 10,000 and bring it up here to you. And if they find something, I want 20,000 back.
I'll be waiting outside to take the odds.
If I was David Earl Johnson, I'd be down here with that $10,000. Get that thing out here. If I don't have nothing to hide, get that 10,000 here. Here it is. Clear me out.
All right, we're gonna move on. Everybody said their piece.